Hi, this is Rachelle with Journal Life's Journey, and I know I've been gone for a while, but I am back, and I have some mixed media products from Five Below that I wanted to share with you. I've had these for a little while, so let's go ahead and dive into and see what we've got. So first up, I have these dual tip stamp markers. It looks like you can write or draw with one end of the marker, and then the other end has different stamps. These are the colors that are included. These will be good for journaling. I think these would be nice in a planner as well. Next up, I have this 13, oh, there's 12 of those. This is 13. Three of these are water brush pens, and 10 are watercolor markers used with watercolor paper. So it has a fine tip, chisel tip, 3 millimeter brush tip, 5 millimeter brush tip, 10 millimeter brush tip. So the markers are watercolor, and then it comes with the brushes to do the watercolor effect. These are apparently the colors, and this is what it looks like. Again, Five Below. Then I also have this, and I think they had other color options. These need to be shaken. These are acrylic spray paint. So if you want to dye your junk journal pages without going through a whole lot of trouble, you can just spray the pages the colors that you want. These are like primary bright colors. I cannot remember if they had other colors. It looks like this pink one is metallic actually. I'm not sure that that's supposed to be there. No, because the purple is metallic also. It doesn't really say on the packaging. You get 8 of these colors. So you get this isn't really a red. This is like a dark pink looking color, pink, orange, yellow, green, 2 blues, and a purple. Let's look at the bottom. So this is more of what that looks like. Okay, so let's start with the dual tip markers. Again, I think these would be good in a planner, as well as illustrating, possibly with the other tip. Grab some paper and we will test it out. So this is just going to be a regular 20-pound paper. Not very juicy, kind of dry. I think that works pretty well. You can't really tell what it is. The color is pretty close, not quite. Can you do anything with that end? I'm pretty sure that's a flower. Okay. Let's try the next one. This is pink. Very close to the first color. It does saturate the paper quick. It does have bleed through. These kind of remind me of the dot markers from the planner community. So this is a heart, so I guess it would help if I turn it the right direction. It pulls, the ink pulls a lot with that one. So I'm sure it's bleeding through. But if you use the right paper, you might not have that problem. This is the orange color. So you just can't oversaturate the page. This looks like a flower too. I'm not so sure that the light pink is a flower. This is the yellow. Yellow is a tough color. That's a pretty good yellow because it usually doesn't show up. I don't know if that the stamp will show. These are stars. I like that too. Yeah, I could definitely see myself using these in my planner, especially when I'm trying to do a little more creative thing. And I think they would work good on the monthly calendar. Okay. It's a nice vibrant green. That one seemed a little more juicy. Again, these have a lot of pooling, so much so that it's hard to tell what it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be a flower. I'm looking on the pen. It does show you which end is, does what, but it does not have the color on here, but you can see the color through cap. This one is pretty true to color. The yellow is pretty true to color. The orange is pretty true to color of the packaging. They are round, so they're gonna roll. That's not a big issue. Oh, I missed the red. Should have did that first. Oh well. It was tucked in here. Let's see if we can squeeze it in up here. Well, that's nice. That one feels a little more juicy. So just that pink one so far. This is hearts. And I think you have to be on a good flat surface and really hold the stamp end flat to get a good impression. This is like a teal color. Yes. And what is this? This is like another star. That one looks really nice. Okay. And this is a light, or maybe an electric blue color. Let's see. No, it's kind of light blue. It's pretty true. So far, they're pretty true to the packaging. What is this supposed to be? Oh, this is a dewdrop. Maybe once I get more use out of them, the color won't pull so much. They're pretty juicy on the stamp end. It's the next color. This looks very close to this. Let's see what the stamp is. What is that? I don't know what that one is. Mm, that one's got me. Maybe a cloud? I think it might be a cloud. But it's so much pooling, I can't tell what it is. Okay, let's try this one next. I don't know, this was like a cornflower blue. Is that telling me that it's a moon? So I'm guessing that these are trying to tell me what they are with the picture. So I thought that's what the case was, but then I saw two smiley faces and I wasn't sure. So this orange is a flower. I was right. This is supposed to be a smiley face. I don't get that. With the hearts, this is supposed to be a smiley face. So the smiley faces are a no. They don't work that great. That's another heart. Did y'all catch that? This is a cloud. I figured that one out. Star. So yeah, it tells you on here what they are. This is the dewdrop. Okay. So that's cool. At least it shows you the picture. Let's start with the color swatch. So this one is kind of lavender-ish. It looks more like a cornflower blue though. But I like that. Once you get the hang of stamping them, they're pretty cool. All right, so these are the last two. We got a gray color and a purple color. I don't know which order these were in. Probably the purple and then the gray. This is a lightning bolt. So that also helps to know what it is, to know which way to stamp it. Cool. These could be great bullet points. I should probably have shared these on my other channel. Yeah, I might have to do that because I think these would be perfect in a planner. This is another flower. That one is nice. So the only thing that I had a real issue with on these is the smiley faces. They don't come out great, but I guess now that I turn the paper this way, I can see it a little bit better. Let's try again. Is this the right one? Which way is up? There we go. That's better. So I have to hold it there a little bit more. So that one's better. Or maybe I'm just convinced because now I know what it is. I don't think this is the right one. Nope, that's the heart. Where's the smiley face? This one. So this looks okay. Now that it's dry, this looks more pink. This looks more peachy orange, but it is the same color. There we go. That's better. All right. I could tell a little bit better. I don't know if you can see that. And then this is the back. All of the stamps seem to bleed through, but I would expect that because there's a lot of pooling of the ink. So I like these though. Definitely a planner journaling type marker. And I think these would be fun for younger people too. So that is the dual tip stamp markers. These would make a nice gift too for somebody that's into stationery and markers and pens. Great gift. I would like to receive that as a gift. Okay. Next up, let's try these watercolor or pastel watercolor markers. These are in a tray, which I like. We got this brush. These are water brushes. How do you feel it? This seems like it would be a problem getting the brush back in there without splaying the bristles. Then this is another brush. That's what the tip looks like. And then this one. So you get all the water brushes. This, I'm turning the wrong part the wrong way. All right, so we need to get some water in here and test these out with the markers. Am I doing this the right way? So you get 3 brushes, 3 different sizes. And then these are the marker colors. They are numbered. Hopefully you can see that. They're dual tip. They kind of remind me of illustration markers. They have a fine tip and a chisel tip. They are squared, so they won't roll. So I'm going to use this brush, the medium one, medium sized tip. The caps do go on the back. I'm going to go ahead and put some water in here and I'll be right back. So I got my water in here. You can't even tell really. I filled it all the way up. Let's see, I got a paper towel. Let's get the water flowing and get it ready. Now again, this is regular paper. Should I be doing this on watercolor paper? I probably should. Let me get a notebook, a pad. So I'm gonna test it on this watercolor paper. It's the Canson cold press watercolor paper, 9 by 12, 30 sheets. So I'm just gonna take a page out. Now, Five Below does have watercolor paper, and I have plenty of it, but because I recently moved, I don't have it here with me right now. It's in storage, but I will be sure to get my art supplies out. So I'm using what I actually have here. Okay, so this is a chisel. I need to turn my paper because I'm a lefty. Oh, that's almost invisible. Oh, and it's already um tearing the paper. This is the fine point. Almost invisible. Let's see what the water does. I don't really know that much about watercolor, so it seems like it spreads it out pretty good. I don't know. I don't know if you're supposed to hit it with the water first and then go in with the marker. Let's test and see. Can this go on here? Yes, this can go on the end of the other cap. A little tough to open. This one is a little more juicy and colorful, pigmented. I guess I shouldn't have smeared that one all the way out. Let's do it like that. We'll smear it out, part of it. All right, so that's the two pinks. This one is almost invisible. They don't have names, they just have the numbers on the cap. And they don't layer very well. That's kind of light too. I wonder, can you pick it up and move it? Doesn't seem like it. Not very well. Barely. Okay. Do this color. Appears to be some type of brown color. That one shows up really well. I don't know if it's because this one is darker, but it doesn't seem to blend as well as the others did. But it still blends, but just not as well. And maybe as it dries, it will fade in a little bit more. Again, I'm not a watercolor expert, just testing out for fun. This is too light, very little pigment, depending on what you use it for, though. But yeah, that looks almost non-existent. Can barely see it to know where to spread the lines. All right, let's try this other green color. Ugh, very hard to open. But that one's nice and juicy and pigmented. Still very hard to open though. Like this color better. This color green. All right, and then we have another green color. Maybe my hands are just weak, but boy, these are hard to open. This one again seems almost dry. So far, this, and this are the best colors. These could have their uses, but they're so faint. I wonder would these work well, like on planner paper, Stalogy. I know you hear me talk about planner stuff a lot. It's because I have a planner channel, SCRAPCRAFTASTIC. If you want to check it out, I also have SCRAPCRAFTASTIC Plan With Me, where I do decorative planning, Plan With Me videos on the Plan With Me channel and ScrapCraftastic. I do budget-friendly planner DIYs and solutions and other budget-friendly crafts. This is a gray color. I don't really care for this color. It was kind of not very well pigmented, and I guess I'm not going to fit all of these in the same row. That's a pretty cool gray color. That blends out nicely. I think this gray would be nice in a planner, especially for our neutral girlies. And then this is the last one. Um, for $5, these aren't bad. That looks like exactly the same color. This is 179. This is 172. They're very close. See? Okay. Very close. But this one works better as far as the pigment on the page. I think they work pretty well. for what they are. Is it chalky? I don't think you'd have to worry about that with these because they're coming from a liquid state and they may have started out as a powder, but I don't know. It's a little, they feel just like regular. Now, this one, I really saturated the paper. It's still wet, but that is so very faint, you can hardly see it. Do you feel like you can see all of those? This one, barely there, barely there, barely there. So that's three that are pretty much barely there. But the rest are nice, and this brown color is really pigmented and nice. All right, so that is it for the swatches. The brush pen is a brush pen. It seems fine. Let me clean it off. I'm sure the others work just as well. Not bad at all. Again, I'm not an expert, just sharing with you the things that I have found that were new to me and different at Five Below. All right, so again, that is the 13 count pastel watercolor marker set um, with the 3 brushes and 10 pens, pastel colors. Okay, last but not least, we have the acrylic spray paint. Now, I'm debating on whether I should try these out now or we should try these out in a separate video. I'm thinking we should try these out in a separate video and experiment with actually coloring some paper. So that's what I'm going to do. But I did want to let you know that these are available at Five Below if you want to check them out. And we will see how well they work in an upcoming video. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that. Um, I guess we could do color swatches and maybe spray a few pages. Let me know what you think in the comments below about the watercolor markers and the stamp pens. Of the two, I think this one is my favorite. I think the stamp feature is a fun idea. It takes a little practice to get it just right, but some of these show up great, like the moon, the stars, the hearts. I think those show up great. Even the little floral here. Again, the only one I really had an issue with is the smiley face, and I wasn't too sure about the clouds. The rest are pretty cool. All right, let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll holler at y'all next time. Bye.